Black Diamond has a huge range of headlamps, possibly more than any other brand, with the Distance LT1100 being their latest addition. The Distance line of headlamps are designed for high output performance, reliability, and active versatility, so you're not compromising on any athletic pursuit. The Black Diamond Distance LT1100 has a ton of features. In this video, I'll share the specs and features, lighting operation, nighttime lighting examples and performance, and finally, mention my top likes and dislikes of the LT1100. Black Diamond did send me this unit for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions shared in this video are strictly my own. If you're looking to purchase this headlamp, or any other Black Diamond products, please use my affiliate links in the description or the pinned comment of this video. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but does give the channel a small kickback when used to purchase your products. Now, on with the review, starting with the specs and features. Lightweight and compact, the Distance LT1100 is built to shine on pre-dawn to dark endurance days, where every ounce counts. The bounce-free design features a slim, pivoting lens assembly, while the main rechargeable battery housing remains fixed and stable against the headband. The Distance engineered lens design maintains broad, diffusing light and depth perception through the range of brightness levels. As for some of the actual specs and features, you get a low-profile suspended headband for added comfort during use. Pivoting light keeps the mass of the battery close to your head to minimize bounce and movement while running. Power tap technology boosts to 1100 lumens and dims automatically after 10 seconds to save battery life. You get 4 lighting modes including power tap, spot, flood, and 3-color RGB LED. You also get variable brightness ranging from 7 lumens all the way up to 1100 lumens depending on your light settings, although most of the time you'll be in the range of 300 to 600 lumens. Interchangeable 2200 milliamp battery that is USB-C rechargeable, that's a lithium-ion battery. Max burn time or battery life on high at 600 lumens is 4.25 hours, on medium at 300 lumens is 14 hours, and on low, 7 lumens, about 120 hours. IP67 water resistant rating, weighs in at 108 grams. Black Diamond offers a 3-year warranty and a US MSRP of $119.95. As for the actual operation of the headlamp, the Black Diamond Distance LT1100 has a lot of lighting options and functions. There are 2 buttons on the top of the unit, a power button, which is the wider of the 2 buttons, and a smaller mode button, as well as a touch-sensitive button on the right side to activate power tap, a 10-second burst of 1100 lumens. Pressing the main power button once will turn on the headlamp to the default 300 lumens using the dual proximity floodlights. Pressing this again will turn off the unit. It's worth noting that the headlamp will turn on in RGB mode if it was previously in RGB mode. While the unit is on, press the smaller mode button to toggle through the different light options, for example, from proximity to spotlight to RGB and back. Once you've selected one of the 3 modes, you can also adjust the brightness by pressing and holding the main power button. The light will flicker once you've reached max brightness. Continuing to hold the main power button will then dim the light, followed by a brief flicker, then cycle back to the brighter option, and so on. Power tap, located on the side of the headlamp, activates the proximity and spot LEDs for full brightness for a total output of 1100 lumens. The headlamp remains in this mode for 10 seconds, then slowly dims back to the previous light setting. In the RGB mode, you can press and hold the mode button to change from red to green to blue, and then back to red. Double tapping the main power button at any time will activate the flashing mode. Using the mode button will then cycle through the different LED lights. Tapping the power button on the side will then activate different flashing modes. The battery is replaceable for those extended endeavors by removing the light body, then the headband, then reattaching all parts with the battery replacement. The Distance LT1100 also features a suspended headband, preventing any hard plastic from touching bare skin. The headband is also soft, stretchy, and easily adjusted. And lastly, the lens pivots separately from the battery, allowing you to adjust the lighting angle to your preference without distributing the battery weight away from the headband. Now on to some lighting examples and performance. All right, so just showing off the headlamp here in the wee early morning hours. Turning on the headlamp, defaulting to the flood setting at 300 lumens, and then switching over to the spot at 300 lumens. Now it's Flip back over to the flood setting and up the brightness to 600 lumens. And then the same with the spot, upping to 600 lumens. There we go. And then lastly, tapping that power tap button on the side. Nice and bright, very visible. As for the performance while running, I found that I preferred the flood setting more than the spot setting. Visually, the floodlight setting also seemed to bounce less. I really like the breadth or the width of the floodlight, and the distance or depth also seemed pretty good. While running, I wore the headlamp with a hat on backwards, a hat on forwards, and no hat at all. And I found that while wearing the hat backwards, that made the headlamp bounce the least. All in all, I was pleased with the lack of bounce, but feel that it could be improved slightly. As for some of the dislikes, I found that the operation of all the lighting functions was difficult to remember and get right sometimes. Found it difficult to remember which buttons did what. I also found that when adjusting the headlight up or down, sometimes I would accidentally tap the power tap button, which would activate full brightness. Lastly, the headband doesn't have a silicone bead on the inside to help ensure and keep it held in place on your head. That said, there's a lot to like about the headlamp. It's easy to adjust the head strap, the light pivots without moving the battery, keeping the weight close to your head. You get a quick flicker of light when you've reached max brightness. There's excellent lighting spectrum and quality that balances spread or width and depth and distance. It's also ideal for activities such as running, scrambling, and hiking, but I also found it great for camping, around the house, and so on. And lastly, I really like the battery life and overall design of the LT1100. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile. I'll see you on the next video.